So, all right, I'm Dr. VanderWel. Now started the live Q&A section after our virtual seminar. Thank you for tuning in. Yeah, so I've got a couple questions that have come in, and that is, what is the pre-op diet like? Excuse me. What's the pre-op diet? Do you guys do a pre-op diet? Is it a liquid diet? And no, we don't do. Yes and no. So we do a pre-operative diet. No, it is not a liquid diet unless you want it to be. You can do a liquid diet if you want to. But in our experience, we usually do 1,200 calories for females, 1,600 calories for males, less than 40 grams of carbs a day, and that is what we do for 2 weeks before surgery. And that is what really helps you shrink your liver size down so that it's much smaller, and that because your liver sits right on top of your stomach, and there's a bunch of fat that's right around your stomach as well. And when you are losing some weight on the run up to surgery, the first place that weight's going to come from is those organs, the liver and the fat that's around your intestines. And so when that's gone, it just gives us a little bit more, actually can be quite a bit more space so that we can do the best and safest surgery possible. So, and then the follow-up question to that is, after surgery, what is the diet like? So the short-term diet, as the diet progression, after surgery, you're going to be doing liquids. And you're doing liquids for 7 to 10 days. Once that's is over, then you move on to purees for about a week, and then soft food for about a week to 2 weeks, and then you're on to regular texture food. And what that usually looks like is high protein, so like a lean protein source like chicken or fish. Sometimes red meat is usually a little bit tough to take for many people for several months, just because it takes a little bit of extra work for your stomach to break that down. And then after that, you have you can have a little bit of vegetables and then a little bit of carbs. A lot of times you need to cook your vegetables for a couple months because your stomach isn't quite ready to break down raw vegetables yet. But over time, like at the end of a year or 2 years, 3 years, usually what you're eating is just healthy food in small portions. And there's not, you can still do other things. You can still do treats. You can still do other stuff. You just want to do them in moderation. And there's nothing that's completely off limits except for probably, you should really have carbonated beverages, like strongly carbonated beverages off of your list. And most of the time there's not enough space in the stomach after these procedures that there's the space for those bubbles when they make those air pockets in there. And so we don't really have to tell people more than once that you really shouldn't do that because it's generally fairly uncomfortable for a lot of people. So they kind of naturally don't kind of avoid that stuff. It's not doesn't feel like a huge loss. But other than that, yeah, no, it's just this journey is pretty simple, honestly. It's not easy, but it's simple, which is healthy food, small portions, be more active, manage your stress, get some sleep. And the execution of that is very difficult. It really is. It's difficult for people that don't even struggle with their weight. But when you struggle with your weight, just getting that extra help so that you're not fighting your body and you're working with your body is just a game changer for everyone. And they just say, I ask people all the time. Did some surgery, did some follow-ups this morning, and I asked, so could you have made this progress, or could you be on this healthy, sustainable diet that you're on now without surgery? And everyone just laughs. And they're like, no, there's just no way. I just feel like I tried doing this stuff before. I tried. But now I feel like I'm on a really good space, and I'm working with my body. My body's totally okay with this, as opposed to before, my body was just not okay with this. And it's really interesting. When you do surgery, when you do things to the stomach, it is just different. Things are different. Now that's where like some of these newer medications are exciting too, because they're trying to mimic some of the hormonal changes that happen with surgery. And so we're making some good progress on some of these things, and it's really cool. So, all right. See if there's any other questions that come in. All right. Oh, here's a good question. So, what percentage of people gain their weight back? So this is usually somewhere between 15 and 30% of patients that have had weight loss surgery gain a significant amount of weight back. And when that happens, like I wish I could do surgery on people's genetics, but I can't. But I can only do surgery on stomachs. And this is still a really, really good tool, even if people gain their weight back. And the thing is that usually when their weight gets off track, we know that there's some things that we can work on. and then there's some things that we can do, sometimes from a surgical standpoint, definitely from a behavioral standpoint usually, and there's things we can do to help you get back on track. So tell people, you know what, life happens and it's tough. It is really tough to manage your weight in the 21st century. It's just not what our bodies are made for. So if you're struggling out there, even if you've had a procedure, reach out. There's a lot of good things that we got, a lot of good options ahead. So all right. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in, and yeah, appreciate everyone's attention. And if you please reach out to us at evivamd.com. We're always happy to help. So there's hope. There's hope. So have a great day.